Happy Friday, everyone. This is Yvonne Emil Elizondo from Silver Moon Astrology and Transpersonal Counseling, also known as Silver Moon Counseling. And I am here with a really quick astrology update for this weekend. There's a couple of things going on in the skies, but I want to focus on one of them because I think this one is something that might manifest more so than not. And I want to share it with you and give you an idea of how we can work with this energy. So I'm going to share my screen, and this energy is building up. It becomes exact tomorrow, but I cast the chart for today here. So it's 5:09 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday the 12th, but this energy is building up to an exact alignment tomorrow for Saturday. So we're going to feel it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, potentially Monday. I feel like I'm a meteorologist. We might feel this energy. We might get some snowstorms. Anyhow, let's focus on the sun. All right, the sun in Leo. The sun in Leo is in its full glory. This is fixed fire, opposing the Saturn retrograde, okay, in Aquarius, fixed air. So you see this tug of war here between this fire and air elements. Now, there is a lot going on in the skies, obviously. If you saw the full moon video, you saw that there was, this square with the sun between Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus. And of course, Saturn is also squaring the same planets, the same energy. And so we have this tug of war, this T-square, this tug of war, okay, that's happening in the rest of, this is the activation for the remainder of August. But what I want to focus on is this piece right here, okay? So let's talk about that. All right, so the sun in Leo is at home in Leo. The sun rules Leo. Like, that's its natural place. That Leo energy is fire. It's fixed fire, which means that it doesn't move around very easily. Something needs to come and kind of propel it to move. So I've always referenced that Leo fire as being a cabin fire. You know, you're comfortable. It's cold outside. You come in. The cabin fire just kind of keeps going and going. But if you don't tend to that fire, it's going to go out on you, right? So you need to be constantly tending it to make sure that it's active, that it's giving you that heat and that warmth. And that's the Leo energy. And so Leo energy does require active engagement, okay, active attention, and it needs to be very taken care of, right? It needs to be very carefully watched and taken care of. Now, from a Leo perspective, okay, if you know any Leos in your life, the way that this Leo energy manifests is it represents that strength and that courage and that tenacity and that loyalty and, commitment, right? And leadership and just that fortitude to keep going. But if you really know any Leos, you know that they require quite a bit of attention to get them to continue, that energy flow, expressing that energy. Sometimes Leos can become self-doubtful, right? And they need that validation. And that's maybe why they like to be in the limelight so much, because they do need that validation to keep their energy going, okay? Sometimes that can turn into drama, okay? That very dramatic type of expression of their energy. But for the most part, Leos are absolutely lovely energy. It's not only about them, but it's about, everybody around them. So when a Leo energy isn't functioning correctly, it is going to be more selfish and maybe more self-centered. But most of the time that Leo energy says, yes, I come first, but you're coming along with me. Okay. That is that beautiful fire energy. Now in the chart, the sun represents how we use that energy. So the sun represents energy in the chart, okay? And right now, the season that we're tending to is that Leo, comfortable, dramatic, potentially very attention-seeking, very validation-seeking, but also very courageous and very fortitude type of energy. Now, when this active energy connects in opposition, there becomes this tug of war between the Saturn retrograde, okay, and Saturn is that parent in the chart, right? It wants you to learn your lessons. It slows things down. It creates deficiency and lack. It says, I really need you to learn your lesson and to be responsible, right? So Saturn is responsibility, but sometimes that responsibility can become overbearing. It can become just way too much and too heavy. Saturn is dry, okay? It's cold and it's dry, as opposed to the sun that's hot and active. So the Saturn retrograde in Aquarius is an air sign and it's a fixed air. So again, something needs to come along and move this air quality. Aquarius is very much about strategy and logic and eccentricism and thinking outside of the box and networking, okay, and really logistics and information. And sometimes what can happen with this Aquarius energy is that it's so much in the cognitive faculty and the mind and the mental faculty that it kind of forgets about emotions. And so it kind of takes those emotions and goes, yeah, I'm going to put them right there and I'll come back to those in a little bit, right? But that can turn into avoidance or sweeping things under the rug or just detachment. So now you have the Saturn retrograde, and retrograde is a lot of internalized energy. So Saturn isn't functioning all that great right now. But the sun in Leo is very strong because it's at home, and Saturn, even if it's retrograde in the chart in Aquarius, it's at home. So you have these two massive opposing forces this weekend that are building up this tug of war between wanting to express energy, okay, wanting to express that fire, really getting out into the limelight, really using your energy in whatever capacity that is, especially wanting to connect with others or bring life to, or bring energy to whatever it is that you want to, participate in. But then there's that Saturn piece that's like, hold up, slow down. We're going to cut your energy down to the bare minimum. We're going to really make sure that you learned your lessons. And we want to make it more about the mind instead of this active force. So these two opposing, forces can make us feel depleted of energy. Is the very first thing. It can make us feel pessimistic. It can make us feel doubtful. It's like Saturn comes in and takes the energy away from that Leo sun. And if that Leo sun doesn't have, enough of that energy, it is going to be a lot of self-doubt. It is going to be more pessimistic. It is going to be more doubtful. It's not going to be able to finish what it starts. It may not even want or all of that affection energy, or it may need more affection energy. So Saturn comes in and discombobulates the sun. Okay. In a manifestation of this, what we could see is that there is a deficiency between that action motivation, okay, and the mind. Right? So action, motivation, and the mind. And what I correlate this to is that mind-body coherence. Now, Leo doesn't necessarily represent the body, but because the body is used as a vehicle for motivation and for energy expression, I'm going to refer to this as a mind-body, okay, coherence, or a mind-body energy split in this case, okay, or decoherence. We want to cohere it. We want to bring it together. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to give you a really quick technique, because if you are feeling this weekend where you feel like you need to get things done and you're just not feeling all that motivated or maybe depleted, or maybe you find yourself being more pessimistic or feeling like you're running out of time, or just not feeling like you're in your full glory. Maybe you need to get something done and you just, maybe you don't feel brave or courageous, or you feel, that energy waning, or nobody's listening to me. Give me a hug. That's how I felt this morning. Yeah, I really did. This little quick technique is one of the best ways that we can start to reconnect the mind, okay, body energy coherence or connection, okay? Now, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the ancient teachings and so forth, but a lot of the ancient teachings, okay, a lot of the spiritual teachings show us that if you can activate the heart, which is what Leo represents, it represents the heart, okay? If you can activate the heart, okay, it's like the heart goes, oh, there's stuff going on. I need to connect with the mind, okay? And now you have this beautiful mind-body coherence or mind-energy coherence. Leo represents the heart, okay? And the heart pumps our life force. Again, that's why the sun represents our life force, our energy. Now, what tends to happen if we have a mind-body energy split, we may be thinking something and we may not be able to express it. Or we may feel like we have the energy, okay, to do something or manifest something, but we don't seem to have clarity of the mind. You see? So there is a split between the energy. When we are in our glory, okay, we have a coherence between our mind. There's clarity, there's intention, there's focus, and then our will and our motivation to actually go out there and express that energy and get things done. So this little technique is one of the best ways that you can start developing that mind energy / body coherence. And it's so simple. Oh, I lost my microphone cover. Let me put that back on. There we go. Okay. Put that over there. That was a bit dramatic, wasn't it? Sorry. Okay. The best way to get this coherence is by, again, bringing attention to the heart. Now, just take your fingers, okay, and watch. Put your hand. I have to move my beautiful Labrador, right? Okay, just put your hand right here on your chest. This is your heart space. Okay, there's an electromagnetic energy that we carry. Everything has an electromagnetic energy. Well, almost everything. Yes. Okay. And we put our hands to our heart. It's like we're activating that electromagnetic energy, right? This is why people instinctively, when they're in their heart space, okay, when they're in their love space, their affection, gratitude, appreciation, even grief, okay, or even sorrow, or just wanting to express connection with people, what do? Oh, I'm so sorry. Or, oh, that's so beautiful. Look where my hands are, right here, right in my heart space. Okay. Or we go here. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. Or, wow, I'm so sorry. Or I'm just going to send you some love. Look, we instinctively go to the heart. Didn't know that, did you? Maybe you did, but I reminded you of it. Okay. Because that is where our life force is. This is where we connect. So the technique here, okay, is you can bring your hands to your heart space, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just feel the sensation. Bring the awareness to the heart. Activate that heart center. You could do it this way. You could do it this way. Okay. You could do it this way. I don't care how you do it, right? But you want to bring attention to the heart. Now, interesting, when we do this, what we're doing is activating the heart, right? And then when that activation happens, we want to focus on bringing the energy up towards the crown, top part of our head. I just had acupuncture, and I actually had acupuncture on my head. Yeah, I have a lot of fire right now. I have a lot of fire. A lot of Leo fire is like, Leo fire has gone whack in my body. So I'm trying to control it. But if you can bring that energy up to the clarity or to your third eye, right? So you close your eyes and you bring those hands together, you activate the heart space, you think about maybe a memory, okay, or a feeling, or something that brings gratitude and joy, a love, okay, and you bring that to your awareness, and then you bring your sensation here to the heart space, okay, and then you intentionally focus on bringing that up to their third eye here and to the crown space, okay, and watch what happens. We instinctively start to create the sense of clarity and focus and peace, okay? We're in our heart space. We're developing that love, that courage. Our life force is pumping, it's working, but it's also, it has clarity and understanding, okay? And that's really what we're looking for in that mind-body, mind-energy connection. And there we go. So this weekend would be a great time to start practicing the heart space, okay? Focusing on the mind, creating this balance between the mind and the body, and the mind to energy connection. And I would love to hear how it goes. Oh my gosh, do you see this? I would love to hear how it works for you. If you want to learn more either about astrology or maybe some coping skills to help bring that mind-body, mind-energy connection into balance, or if you want to, just manage anxiety, or if you're just really not feeling all that great, maybe a little bit depressed or a lot depressed, especially with what's going on around the world, and this Saturn retrograde opposition this week and might exacerbate those feelings, reach me out. Come find me. You can find me at silvermooncounseling.org, and I would love to work with you. All right, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your heart space. I send all of you lots of love, courage, bravery, and all of this beautiful Leo energy. Take care, everyone. Blessed be.